So welcome back to the channel, Brian. And now you are about to do a 5 minute, how long is it? Like 3K race or something like that?
Yeah, and this one is very different than the other races. You can see people are just going full throttle. I'm dying right now because this is the third race in a row, and Ollie Jones on the front, yeah, doing like 12 watts per kilo, maybe even more than that. And I'm like, holy cow. Now, this race is very unique relative to the other ones. There's only five riders in it. So the dynamics, the strategies are completely different. You can't just rely on the peloton or the bunch to just kind of carry you through the race. There's a lot more tactical and strategic decisions you have to make because there's only five riders. So I knew this race was going to play out very differently. And what he was doing there was he was hoping that he could just break away from the beginning and everybody else was going to hesitate. And then they were going to get a bit of a group two syndrome, as you often see in outdoor riding. And he was
Yep.
just going to ride away. Something similar to that actually
Yeah.
happened a year ago. So I think that's why people were a little bit more prepared this time around.
So, okay, so you were maybe expecting that to happen because it seems like everyone responded, but you're totally right. A short race like this, all it takes is a couple of seconds, literally, guys, like less than 5 seconds of hesitation. And then whether it's outside riding or here in Zwift, it can just be gone. What'd you call it? I love what you call it. The second group syndrome?
Group two syndrome, yeah. So in these races, it's rare that it actually comes down to a final sprint with five riders. I think so. Most people thought a breakaway was going to go because, and I was looking for my own chances. I knew I didn't want to be the first, I didn't want to be the second, but if there was going to be a moment where maybe a third or a fourth counterattack, I was going to try to go for it because I'm a good sprinter, but I'm not the best sprinter. I'm not that big of a guy, so I didn't want it to come down to the very end. I wanted to try to make a move a little earlier. So here, Josh Harris tries to make his move. This is now the second. And this is kind of just a moment in the moment decision. But as you can see, I got some momentum
Yes.
here. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to take my chance. Third counterattack. Others were slowing down. I'm going to go for it. Full commit. I knew I only had one match to burn because it's the third race. It's only a 3K race. And you know these guys are so good. You're not going to be able to do it twice. So this was my moment.
And there's daylight. There's so they're out of your draft now. So this is now just you versus the clock. You're basically all in here.
Yeah. So I made the move, and I was going to say like, all right, let's see if people immediately jump on me. If they did, I was going to stop. If not, I was going to keep going. I got daylight. You can see two or 3 seconds right now. This was the big climb. So I knew everybody was going to be hard up the climb, but I knew starting here was going to be the moment that would define if I break away or not. Because usually when you create gap, it's during like downhills or flats, not during the uphills. So I was hoping here they would all start looking at each other like you often see in outdoor riding, and I was going to be able to extend my gap a little bit. And yeah, it's still hovering about 1 or 2 seconds, but this is where things flatten off. And I was hoping you can see they all dropped to like 3 or 4 watts per kilogram. This was where I was going to open it up. But no, it doesn't happen. Jasper Paradigms, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce his name. He offers himself as the one to kind of bridge the group back up to me. Because usually nobody wants to be that guy, you know?
It almost looks like he tried to snap it and to get across solo to you, but people weren't having it. Like, if there's one rider off the front, that's one thing, but then when somebody else jumps, everyone's waiting for the chance to get that free ride. So unfortunately, he essentially dragged the rest of the field with him. And now
Yeah.
that sucks for you because like that was almost like the your all in attempt.
That was my own attempt. So I knew the odds at this point were going to be quite low. I mean, there's only 0.4 miles left, and I'm like exhausted. So I try to latch back onto the group here. I also have momentum working against me. Everyone else is flying by at a higher velocity. So I get back on right here, and I'm set up positionally fine, but I just am exhausted and don't quite have the pop that everybody else is going to have as we make this last left-hand turn and start the sprint. I probably start my sprint a little late. I should have started a couple seconds earlier, but either way, I just didn't have the horsepower right now to get past these guys. So unfortunately, I finished fifth. But in cycling, you got to take your chances. Sometimes they'll pay off, sometimes they won't. And I was going for the win. If I got third or second or fourth, it's like, okay, I wanted to get the win, and I knew I had to make a move early for that to be a possibility.
You lose every shot you don't take. I think Michael Scott said that, right? That's the famous Michael Scott quote.
That's the famous Michael Scott quote. That's right.
Hey man, it was great chatting with you, Brian. I really appreciate you sharing your knowledge on this channel. If you guys haven't checked out the first two stages, we really go into it. I urge you to do that. I hope we cross paths, man. Well, actually, not on race day. I hope we don't cross paths because you'll smoke me again. But hope we can make more content together. It was a blast having you on.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jeff.
Take care, guys.